Live from the dirtiest town on the Pacific Rim, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grospitz. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight, once again, playing Powerwash Simulator. I know, we've done it. This will be the third time now on stream, and the last one wasn't that long ago. But, we're doing this with good reason. Game launched today, finally. It's out of early access, which is awesome. So to get some test footage, I may or may not have finished 3 of the 4 new levels. So we're going to do the very last level of the game. There's been a story building in Powerwash Simulator of the volcano that's going to erupt and, destroy the town and all that. And we figured out some lore, finally. We learned that this town is on the Pacific Rim somewhere. I just always assumed it was in the UK. It had a very kind of British vibe to it. But, yeah. It's Powerwash Simulator. It's fun. It's a good game. I'm glad that it is finally out of early access. Not that it changed much. They added, 4 new maps, one or two new things in the shop, and that's pretty much it. I'm hoping that they'll add, and they also added achievements. I'm hoping they'll add some workshop support at some point so people can make custom maps and things. But yeah, I'm excited to do this last level. I will say that obviously today is Bastille Day, and we were going to celebrate that. And I was going to go about it in kind of a roundabout way. I wanted to do either games made in France or set in France, that sort of thing, like we did last year for it. But I didn't want to do a Ubisoft game, and I was going to be clever, and I was going to stream Songs of Conquest, because it's not a Ubisoft game, but it's made in the style of Heroes of Might and Magic, which was a Ubisoft game, except they don't do anything with the franchise anymore. And I've been playing it off stream, and it's excellent. But I'm going to play that multiplayer this weekend with some people, some members of the band, and we'll see how that goes. And then I can talk about that when we stream it next week instead. So, anyway, happy Bastille Day to those who celebrate or acknowledge it. I don't think it's still Bastille Day in France. Silly time zones. But, oh well. We also have some new music for tonight. It's pretty cool. There's a new sessions from Riot Games Music. Excited to hear what it sounds like. So, without any further ado, let's get to cleaning and listen into these sick new tracks. So you can see here, we're already in the game. I spawned in real quick to the very first level on free play just to double check 1 or 2 more things. But looking at career mode, clean the Lost Ocean or the Lost City Palace. This is the very last mission. The first one that they added, the first new one, was a giant hand in the desert. And it was like pointing towards the ocean. And then the next mission was the marina, cleaning somebody's boat. And both those levels were just full of cats, which I thought was kind of cool. Saying they were all going to this place, basically. And then we cleaned a spaceship, and they said that they were time travelers from the future investigating why the volcano was going to blow up. So, interesting. And then we got this one, that we got a phone call at the very end of cleaning the flying saucer that told us we have one final job: finish the fight. So, clean the Lost City Palace. But we'll take a look at the shop though before we go into that. So no new power washers. These are all the same. And we did get 1 new piece of equipment. This is the triple tip nozzle for the Pro. So it's the tight tip, the one that can clean pretty much anything, but in a triple pattern. So it provides that basically over the 25-degree angle. There's pretty much no reason to use anything else. It does have a little bit of a gap in coverage in between the nozzles, but it's still really good. No new cleaning liquids, although there is... why does it say there's numbers in stock? That's weird. So there is an achievement for owning all of the cleaning liquids at the same time. So they added achievements. I can't showcase those because I can't showcase the Steam window based on just how I'm capturing this. But they did a good thing with the achievements. There's the only ones that are like kind of progression based is just for buying the power washers. All the rest of them are doing actually kind of unique things with the levels. Like one of them is, you know, shoot down all the gnomes on a level, or, you know, get a basketball into the hoop in the playground, things like that. So they're actually like cool and fun achievements using the mechanics of the game rather than just, you know, do all the levels. No new outfits or gloves that I could see. And I don't think there was any new modifications, but I bought the Gold Vista Pro. So yeah, all of that stuff. They added some new maps to challenge mode. So these are just the maps that we see anyways in the game, but they have specific conditions then in challenge mode. And then obviously everything's in free play, and there's nothing new in specials. It's just these same 4 again. So we did this one last time actually on stream. But we'll do career mode, clean the Lost City Palace. Harper and I hitched a ride on a fishing boat to search where the hand in the sand was pointing. I know it sounds crazy, but I think we found the lost city of Atlantis. Only it's in the Pacific. No wonder it was lost, eh? So it should be the lost city of the pacifists? Paphaces? Regardless, it is recently resurfaced. Judging by the claims, it must be over 8,000 years old. Anyway, this palace definitely looks related to those statues in the desert. We need you to head over and give it a clean. There's a lot of dirt beneath that'll help us make sense of it. Harper's just getting in touch with Cal and seeing if Flo can fly you over. Music might be... I think we're fine. I want it at about that level. I might turn it down just a tad. That should do. So yeah, the new music we're listening to is Sessions Star Guardian Talia? Again, I'm vaguely aware of League of Legends. I watched Arcane. I thought it was excellent. One of the better TV shows I've seen in years. But beyond that, I have no stake in anything that Riot does. Props to them for putting out this music, though. It's this 3rd one now, and they've all been good. So, all right. This does look like a palace. There's the helicopter from before. We cleaned that. There's the boat. We just cleaned that one. That was one of the things we cleaned. But is that the Burger King? What's he doing here? What if I don't want it my way? You take a seat there. Let's see, this is the new one. You're drooling too, wishy? It's impossible for anywhere to smell more delicious than this place. What? So you can see it almost balances out. Like there is kind of a slight gap when you're moving. So it's like walking in a huge bowl of shrimp cocktail where they got the Mary Rose sauce just right, just a dash of Tabasco and a squeeze of lemon. So you like ketchup. The number of cats in the marina was unbelievable. How we got the boat out without a host of feline stowaways, I've no idea. Alright, we're gonna start with the statue. Normally you want to start at the top and work your way down, but I want to start with the statue because it looks pretty cool. It has the Powerwash symbol on it. They know. Just excited that this game is, you know, it's gotten more content and is out of early access, like I said. And the achievements are cool. I might try to go for some of them. Normally I don't care too much about achievements, but I like when they're done well and they're kind of clever things like this. On that same token, one of the band members messaged me the other day. It's a picture of them getting the platinum achievements for Skyrim on the PlayStation 5. I was like, wow, how bored were you? And they said, incredibly. This is the first time they've ever played through Skyrim without mods, just because they wanted to get platinum. And I have no idea. Just... I can't fathom it. They've been going achievement hunting as of late, though. That friend. Band member. Bandmate. They're one and the same. Everyone in Malignant Bear is friends. But yeah, that was their latest achievement conquest. I might send them this and tell them they have to get everything on this complete game on Steam. This. It's so shiny. I don't know if we'll actually be able to complete this. I don't intend to stream for too long tonight. I have a very busy and long weekend ahead of me, starting tomorrow. Lots of Glamrock to do, so might want to wrap up early and rest in preparation. Always exciting things, though. This seemed like the perfect game to play before having a busy weekend, because it's just chill. Well, this music is very energetic. So the fancy gold washer. Of course, have to show off, because I still have thousands of dollars in this game and nothing to spend it on. Unless I wanted all the cosmetics. I'm just struggling with words sometimes lately. Don't know why. I was gonna say skins. I think that was my hindrance there. But yeah, off stream, I've been playing. I always like using this game just as kind of a chat sort of thing, which is why I was a little disappointed that this kind of surprised me. Usually, when I do use this as a chat game, I have a little note card with like some topics, kind of jumping off points, ready to go. So we can go without. I do tend to like to not have too much dead air when I stream, so I think I've gotten pretty good at filling it and just sort of rambling and doing stream of conscious. But when I have dedicated things that I want to talk about, I do sometimes like to have a little note card there with stuff. It does help. But yeah, off stream anyways. Tangent there. Off stream, I've been playing some of the other games that I purchased in the Steam sale. Some of them just aren't ideal games to stream for the most part. Like certain games just are awkward to try to stream, strategy being one of them. And so I've been playing Songs of Conquest off stream, and it's very good. Excellent, absolutely a worthy successor to Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which is one of my favorite games of all time. And I was going to stream it today, like I said, and that was going to be short just to basically, demonstrate it and talk about it. And we'll do that next week instead. But yeah, that's been very good. Got plenty of Metroidvanias to stream coming up, and we have some themes prepared for those as well. Got a couple of those. One of my favorite genres. What else was there? Some more old school boomer shooters. We got a couple of those ready to go as well. Planning for when we want to do that. Always a big fan. And obviously we played some of those, two of the other games the other day, Convenience Store and the Toho Isekaya game. And those were very good, definitely. I do like to highlight, you know, kind of more niche titles like that. And not that either of those is like an unknown by any means. Chilizart's pretty popular. Plenty of other people have streamed those games. And obviously everybody knows about, or not everybody, but lots of people know about Touhou. But still. Maybe not that specific Touhou game. There's so many of them. So easy to get lost in the shuffle. But yeah, there's plenty of streamers that do, you know, the newest big budget AAA games. Not that there's a whole lot of them these days. There hasn't been hardly any this year. But I don't know, I've just always preferred kind of seeing what unique things indie developers are making. They take more risks. And I think put a lot more heart and soul into their games, and a lot less microtransactions and crap. I saw today that the Unity, the you know, engine that this game is based on, actually, the company that owns it is merging with some like really scummy malware company, and surprise, surprise, Unity, the company, is apparently owned by one of the former CEOs of EA. Who would have thought? So that was kind of grim news. Unity is a great engine and has powered a lot of the games that we've played on stream, and a lot of games that I've enjoyed over the years. I know people like to rag on it because a lot of people get lazy with it and they make games with like crappy stock assets. But that's something you can do in any modern engine. I mean, look at, you know, RPG Maker or Unreal. There's plenty of just very boring stock asset games in those. Or Renpri for visual novels. An engine isn't what makes a game good or bad. It's a vehicle to deliver it. And Unity was nice, or is nice. Hopefully it'll stay nice, because it had lots of potential, lots of different things you could do with it, and had a low cost of entry. Whereas, you know, something like RPG Maker and Renpri, they're kind of in their lane. You can't get super creative with them, like within those genres. Some people certainly have, but it's few and far between. Whereas Unity and Unreal have a lot of potential that you can do with them. So to lose the lower end option, both in terms of price and spec with Unity to, you know, microtransaction stuff would be bad. Just cleaning away. I will say this music choice has a lot more vocals in it than the other ones did. Not that that's a bad thing, but definitely noticeable. Just have to stream of consciousness a little bit louder to be heard over it. I went with the panda today, just because I used the panda in the thumbnail. Sometimes there is some rhyme and reason to the bear model that I use for what we play. And usually I'll make it obvious, but for the most part it's just I try not to double up on them. You know, I don't want to do panda 3 days in a row or something. So much grime. 7% done. Flailing around so quickly, my wrist is already getting tired. Should have stretched before this. No, They were retweeted on our Twitter, but the pictures from the James Webb Telescope came out the other day. NASA's big new telescope to replace Hubble in space. And boy, are they cool. Space is just awesome, and more than a little terrifying, but definitely awesome. And I like that they recreated some of Hubble's most famous pictures for it. Very nice introduction to that. And they have comparisons, NASA has comparisons on their website, so you can see the original Hubble versions of those pictures and then the new ones with the James Webb. I think one of the cool things about kind of space and astronomy and all that is that you don't have to understand it too much to be kind of enamored by it. It's definitely the easiest science to get into for a casual observer. And not that you can't for other ones, but astronomy definitely has the advantage there. It's a good jumping off point to get people into other sciences, especially because it has so many other moving parts to it. If you really want to dig into astronomy, you need to know about, you know, math and physics and engineering and, you know, chemistry and maybe a little bit of biology at some point, who knows? I mean, I guess depending on what your role is in astronomy, you might need to know. Test how flora and fauna respond to space. Always doing all sorts of experiments with that. Best of my knowledge, there are no astronauts in Malignant Bear. Be cool if there was, though. Let's get on Huey about that, see if he can drum up a few more members. Some better resumes. Alright, I think to do too much more on this, we're gonna have to go up. So there's the volcano that the town is based around. Looking pretty grim over there. Alright, so they gave us this, which is good. I'm not sure how it got here, but... So we want to go up there. This will be the second floor here. Gonna have to go all the way to the top and then jump it. How are we supposed to get... Just need to clean a little bit. It's been a couple seconds, you know. Like I said, today's Bastille Day. We are not celebrating it. Nothing against it. We celebrated it in the past. Fun holiday. Commemorates the storming of the Bastille during the French Revolution. So history lesson time. So the Bastille was a big prison in the heart of Paris in the 1700s. And it was kind of unique as a prison in that the inmates there didn't have to have any specific reason to be there. They weren't tried or anything. They were prisoners just sent there by the king. So it could have been anybody and anyone for any reason. Often meant it was just, you know, enemies of the royal family, essentially. But there was some discontent in the French population at the time against the monarchy. And some of the members of, you know, the government, the French government, broke away. They said they wanted to, you know, kind of get away from the monarchy somewhat. And started inciting some things. And then on July 14th of whatever year it was, it's 17 something. Oh boy. 1780 something, I think. I can never remember exactly. But these sympathizers to the breakaway faction of the government was causing some trouble in Paris, and decided that they were going to storm the Bastille, which was the big fortress prison. Not so much to free the prisoners, because there wasn't too many of them in there at the time, and none of them were anybody significant. Mostly because they wanted to get the weapons that were held by the Bastille guards, because there's a lot of guards there. Because it was a fortress in addition to being a prison. So they started to attack it, and some of the French guards in the city of Paris, some of the random guardsmen, sympathized with the people that were attacking the Bastille and helped them storm it. And they managed to take it after suffering some pretty heavy losses. And it's celebrated as a major milestone in the French Revolution. So, gotta keep cleaning. I guess that is the kind of the one sort of connection with this to the revolution, is that they were cleaning up France, the government of France at the time, cleaning up the monarchy specifically, and we're cleaning up this stuff. Wow, amazing. Hey, that's the fire department in the town. That's weird. Huh. This game has had little story elements kind of thrown in throughout. And this is the first time it's really done something with them, which I guess makes sense now that it's finally out of early access. I guess not finally, it hadn't been in for that long, maybe just like a year or so. I have no concept of time anymore. I don't think anybody does. And if they do, they're lying. Or Cylon. I don't know why that was what I went with. Other robots could also have a better concept of time than us. Other people could also have a better concept of time than me. I was gonna say, but other people wouldn't have a better concept of time than, or a better concept of Liechtenstein glam rock than me, but maybe some people do. I would hope not. This temple's so filthy. Let's see, what's that? That's yeah, it's just pictures of some of the other jobs we did. This is the mayor's house and his boat. That was I don't know what that. Oh, I think that's the very first job, the big bungalow one. Or the second job. The first one is the van. This is the statue. That's the flying saucer that we cleaned. And the big hand. Big finned hand. Thought it was a dead giveaway that something was weird here. What about this one? This is... oh, the playground. It even has the Stegosaurus at it. I believe that's supposed to be the fair? Not entirely sure. There we have... oh, the bungalow, the RV, and the old school car. very classic car. Then we have some more of the vehicles, the motorcycle, the bike, the other motorcycle, the sidecar. Big mural. There's us on our van. That's weird. How did they know? Some of the other vehicles. There's a golf cart. It's the rock borer. Just think if I was moving the entire camera around this fast. Unwatchable. This would be the plane, the very fancy plane. When we were cleaning off the UFO, they kind of insinuated that they were attacked by the plane. So the UFO was not aliens, it was just scientists from the future. So we want to get down. Make sure we clean off the undersides of these things here. And we'll do it this way. So you can see here the lower stream is getting caught on some of the elements on the floor. Which is interesting. That means they actually, you know, baked the fluid mechanics into it properly. I think that's my biggest thing about this game, is it had no right being this good. So many of these kind of goofy simulator games just... they might get their concept right, but kind of only in the bare minimum. You know, enough that it's functional and you get what they were going for, but they're not necessarily good. Whereas, yeah, this managed to be very good, very fun, very addictive. I honestly might uninstall it once I finish this, just to save myself some of the frustration of wanting to clean. But at the same time, it's such a nice zen game to go back to. Just load and do a level on free play. You know, something easy like one of the vehicles. Turn off your brain for like 15 minutes and clean. So today Rune Factory came out on Steam, Rune Factory 5, which is cool. I played one of them a long time ago. It's like Harvest Moon. I think it might even be made by the same guy who did Harvest Moon. Now that I'm thinking about it. I'm glad that more and more Japanese developers are starting to release titles on Steam, and same day as consoles as well. You know, it wasn't that long ago that a lot of Japanese developers would release their titles on Steam like years after, and it would be a terrible port and still full price and missing content and stuff. But more and more it's day of, all the content actually works, you know, and they're selling pretty well. Who would have thought? And I know some of them have said in the past that there was resistance to making PC versions of games because they figured they would just be pirated. And yeah, that is definitely an issue, but if you make good stuff, you know, people buy it. I'd be more likely to pirate a game. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but let's be real. You're going to be more likely to pirate something if you hear that it's a not good release. Like, you're curious, but it's a bad port. You're not going to pay full price for it and then deal with a mess. That's when you're going to pirate it. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling thing that, oh, we don't care about PC because people are just going to pirate, so we released crappy versions that people ended up pirating because they weren't worth paying money for. I mean, saying that, you know, not just to save myself, but in all seriousness, I have not pirated anything in years, just because I haven't needed to or wanted to. You get good releases on PC nowadays, good working releases of things. And even if it's not day of, a lot of times you at least know when it's coming. So. And with so many Steam sales and Humble Bundles and things, it's easy to build up a good library of Steam games. Or Origin, or Uplay if you want to do that for whatever reason. Or GOG, that's a very valid one as well. We've streamed the GOG versions of a couple games. In fact, just last week, Daggerfall. It's the GOG packaged version of that game. Daggerfall is totally free and has been for a while because Bethesda doesn't care anymore. But yeah, Daggerfall Unity, that was packaged by the folks at CD Projekt, because they own GOG. We've done all this work and we're still only 17% through. The outside part will go pretty quick though. It's just a massive area, there's not a whole lot of intricacies to it. I'm proud to say that some other people I know, some other friends, were excited that this came out today as well. So it's not just me who's weird and interested in power washing. In fact, I know I'm not even the only, or I'm not the only VTuber, or pngtuber, I guess, who's interested in power washing. Just remember, thanks to the internet, nothing is ever too niche. You can always find people who enjoy the same weird things as you, like power washing ancient temples that have risen out of the depths. I'm a little disappointed, though, that they went with this being, you know, a prim and proper ancient temple. I was hoping for some, like, non-Euclidean geometry, and this just being a Secrets Cthulhu game. That would have been the best twist ever. There's still time. This whole map could have a phase 2. But yeah, when I first saw it, that was my immediate vibe, was Call of Cthulhu. God. How did they let this get so dirty over 8,000 years? Filthy. I don't dislike this music, but I don't think I like it as much as the other two. And, well, I guess let me change how I phrase that. I like it less than the other two for streaming purposes. This would be fine to just chill listen to, but for streaming, since it has vocals, even if they are just nonsense and repetitive, it is a little odd. When you want background music for streaming, you want something without vocals. Unless No, I was gonna say unless you're someone who has a lot of dead air and you're fine with it, but I think that would make the dead air even more awkward because then you're listening to something else's voice, someone or something else's voice. We do... No, we didn't do all this yet. There we go. Part is done. Whew, it's so satisfying when you get multiple dings real quick like that. Oh yeah, the statue. We came up here to clean the statue. So we had to get at it from above. What else has been going on? I'm trying to think here. Speaking of music and streaming, I saw the thing about, oh, hi, it's Cal. I'm on my way back to Rushless to see what's going on. It's gonna explode. That's what's going on. It's a volcano. They do that. Been reports of volcanic activity across the entire Pacific Rim. This really doesn't sound good. So yeah, the Pacific Rim is interesting in that there's some research to suggest that if there was a large enough eruption somewhere along it, that it could trigger other ones and potentially just cascade out of control. That a lot of those volcanoes are linked, not directly, you know, it's not like one giant lava tube, but because of how plate tectonics and fault lines and everything work, that one large eruption triggering big enough earthquakes could potentially trigger some other ones, and then it would just cascade out of control, which would be very, very bad. And that was what the scientists from the future told us in this, actually, is that Rushless, the mountain in this game, the volcano in this game, when it went off, it triggered a chain reaction and was very bad, and that's why they were here to investigate, see how it happened firsthand. So that's a twist of this game. We're gonna die at the end. Anyway, the other thing I was gonna say was Lo-Fi Girl, the channel that just streams lo-fi music with the girl she's studying, that had been going off and on for years, but had been live continuously for almost 2.5 years. Got hit with a copyright strike and they were taken down, and that sucks. YouTube fixed it, but it was like a bogus copyright strike because it's all their own original music or freely accessible music that they use for it. And that is one thing that I have always been a little wary of. I know we've mentioned, you know, strikes and stuff before and kind of joked about it, but it is something that I am always kind of cognizant of, that the whole band is for the channel, because YouTube doesn't have the best track record with that. It's an automated system. And you can fight things, of course, but sometimes it's hard. So that's why we always try to be careful. And there's a difference between a claim and a strike. When people claim videos, they just get the monetization of it. Like any of the karaoke covers we did, those were all claimed by the rights holders of those songs. So I don't. They might even run ads on them. Who knows? Then there's actual strikes where people can just take your content down completely, and then if you get strikes on your channel, they can take your entire channel down. And when it happens to bigger content creators, like Lo-Fi Girl, they are able to fight it, and sometimes very publicly. That, made the news and everything. But for smaller content creators, it can be kind of a death sentence. Especially if you're wholly dependent on your channel to survive, like that's your source of income. Which is why it's so good to have eggs in multiple baskets, why so many people have the Patreon and things, or stream multiple places, or that way in case there is some shenanigans, you're good to go. Is the statue done? I guess it's done. Look at this, we're using just the short extension, and it's good enough to get pretty much everything on this roof, even. God, this is satisfying. Just imagine. Actually, let's do... This is stone, right? So we need stone cleaner. Use the cleaning fluid in a while, if ever. I think we did use it once in the... Oh boy, what was it? Mini golf. Sometimes I just can't think of words. Oop. We fell. Let's go back with the short extension. And this one again. Actually, no, we'll go with long. Soundtrack's bumping. This one's just Daft Punk, isn't it? It's too long from Interstellar. Well, I guess the album is Discovery. The rock opera is Interstellar. Some people don't know about that. The Daft Punk album Discovery was written to accompany a anime rock opera. Very good. Highly recommend it. It's a fantastic album in its own right, but it makes way more sense with the anime to go along with it. Obviously, Daft Punk broke up. Was it last year, the year before? I can't remember. Relatively recently. Parted ways, the two of them. That's relevant to Bastille Day, because they were French. There we go. That's the connection. In my rambling, I got to Daft Punk, and they are French. Happy Bastille Day. Although that's not a happy memory. France's most well-known EDM duo breaking up. Admittedly, they hadn't made anything in a while. But still, sad. Is there more murals down here? I just want to... Yeah. Some more lights, too. Sort of. They don't actually generate light, but still. This looks to be... I guess this is some of the other houses that we cleaned? Or no, oh, this is the forest. This is the stuff in the forest, yeah, because the one on stilts would be the big forest canopy level. That one was terrible. There were so many small little bits and like dirt in between the floorboards and stuff of all the wooden platforms. That one took me hours. But then I guess these are the other houses in the forest, yeah, because that's the shoe one, and then that's the really weird roof one. Is this wall done or not? There we go. What's this? Oh, this is the temple.
Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move.
The wooden temple of the monks that egged the mayor's house and then came back to find that their temple had been destroyed by a... or not destroyed, but sullied by a freak windstorm that picked up a bunch of manure. Which they viewed as divine retribution for their egging the mayor's house. He totally deserved it, though.
Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move.
It's this one. This is the boat that's right outside, the Pelican. Wow, that's... Huh. What a twist. What else do we have? Nothing on that wall, nothing on that wall, that one, or that one. Okay, so they're just here in the alcoves. Right. Yeah. Keep cleaning and take a drink.
Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move. Side to side, let's go.
It's very cash money of them to give this game the one-handed mode. It certainly needed it. Kinky. I have noticed there's a whole bunch of games that do actually advertise that as a feature on Steam these days. And plenty of them in my recommendation queue. Because all it takes is one that's even remotely, like, you know, has just one tag in it of that nature, and that's it. That's all that Steam's recommending you. I know for a lot of people it's Witcher, because Witcher has nudity in it. So Steam picks that up as a tag, and they're like, oh, you like games with nudity in them. You perv. Here's your discovery queue with, you know, 12 hentai puzzle clickers. It's like, no, it's not quite. I mean, props to Steam for putting those on there. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just, it kind of really highlights how goofy the algorithm can be for the discovery queue. It definitely needs some work. But yeah, I think if people are interested in that, good on Steam for putting that on there and letting people get to it easily. Anytime I do get one of those games in my queue, I always scroll down to read the comments and reviews because they're usually just memey. And a bunch of people are like ashamed of like, oh, my friend saw me playing this. Like, who cares? If you're an adult, who cares? Video games are escapism, even if they are, you know, can get into some kind of weird territory with that stuff. Like, it's your business. It's like the GTA hot coffee thing all those years ago. Nobody cared about the violence, but boy, that half-hearted sex minigame. Ban it. So this is the... I guess that's the plane. It's the fair, obviously, and that is the subway and the bathroom. Cool. People often need to use the bathroom after going to Subway. Hashtag not sponsored. Obviously, I cannot go to Subway because they don't have gluten-free options. Talked about that several times on stream before. Can't eat no bread. That was a sentence. It's getting easier and easier to find gluten-free options, though. All the time, but not with fast, convenient food like Subway or like fast food. It's pretty much just salads or nothing in a lot of places. Because even if things are gluten-free, there's often cross-contamination, depending on how bad your gluten intolerance or allergy might be. Just getting a gluten-free option, but, you know, still having crumbs of gluten on there can get you really sick or really mess with you. So better safe than sorry. Just avoid it entirely. At least it's not sick in the same way as like a peanut allergy or something, though. You know, no one with, at least as far as I know, no one with any gluten intolerance or celiac or anything is going to, like, you know, eat a cookie and have their throat close and need an EpiPen. Can do other things, but not that. So it's not life-threatening. At least not in the short term. Can do some long-term damage, though. Human body is fun. Man, this temple is just filthy. So many little parts, too. 35% though. So we're 5% away from another little bit of lore. It's usually every 20% you get something. No comments made about the murals. I was thinking that, you know, one of the characters calling might say something. Although I guess there's the chance that depending on your percent, you might not have seen them. So for them to be like, hey, Wishy, did you see them murals? Or whatever they call you. The answer could be no. One of the achievements actually was get a map to 90% cleaned without having dinged anything. So don't fully clean anything, but get the map to 90%. I don't know how you would do that. It'd be so easy to screw up. You'd have to do it on a smaller map, like one of the vehicles or something, and just be incredibly careful. Purposely leave specks of dirt. Use a lower powered washer. Really strategize that. Power game it. Power game, power washing. Ugh. It's been going for an hour. We're not even 40%. We have enough money, I could just buy a whole bunch of the stone cleaning liquid and just really go at this. I don't know, I feel like it's not very good though. Like, this is just the faster option. Always. So ornate. Survived well. Have the music set to loop, so we'll get to hear all of these again. Or not, I don't know. Goes for, what is it? It's like an hour and 20 minutes or something, this one is. I might clean this room and then the above room and then leave the outside stuff for later. Do that off stream. Maybe, I don't know. It's got a busy weekend of glam rocking ahead of me. It's not easy being the lead singer of Liechtenstein's former premier glam rock band. Busy, busy. Everybody wants a piece of the bear. Thankfully, with so many members of the band, we can spread things out, so sometimes I do get peace and quiet. Wishy, that statue's of you, right? Yeah, it sure seems that way. I have that same jawline. As if you'll be worshipped as a god by an ancient underwater civilization destroyed thousands of years before your birth. A little odd? Nah. I've seen nicer ones of me, actually, from other ancient underwater civilizations. It's always flattering, but they could have done better. I give it, I don't know. B. It's a B statue. Passing and good, but could be better. It's not bad enough. I would demand a resubmit, though. You know. Oh, how am I supposed to get? Is there a ladder? There's my van. Obviously, there's the big thing. I don't know how to get the top part, though, unless... Okay, so I can just scale this. I wish they had just given me the regular ladder, then, instead of the scaffolding. That's useless to me. Because there's definitely stuff inside that I can't quite reach. Get up top, all the way on top? No? This actually might not be a good nozzle for this. Might have to go with the old reliable 15 degrees. What else? What else? I'm playing some Genshin. And I know every time I mention it, I can imagine, you know, oh, JD, you're playing that horrible gacha game. It's fun. It's Breath of the Wild with a gacha pool. Who cares? I just like exploring the world and, you know, doing the fights and trying out goofy combos with the characters and stuff. It's just enjoyable. I like games like that. I would love a game with that same style of open world, like done that same way as Genshin or Breath of the Wild, but with a full-fledged RPG mechanic system. Like the ability to genuinely climb every mountain like that, with the easy climbing options and stuff. And, you know, finding unique things everywhere, and little mini dungeons and stuff. But instead of just, you know, gathering hearts or, in Genshin's case, you know, gathering materials to level up your waifus, like a full-fledged RPG system where you know, customize your character and then you get to just go ham. That's something that I haven't said in a while. I don't know if anybody said that in a while. Go ham. But that would be the ideal game for me. I like open world games when they're done well, and I like that Breath of the Wild ushered in that new style of very kind of casual open world where like the world itself, exploring the world, is the draw, and you have your own fun in it. Not that Morrowind and, you know, Oblivion and Skyrim and stuff, not that the Elder Scrolls games or Bethesda games in general, not that they don't do that, but it's a different way that you interact with the world, where you're more confined. You're in a world with Bethesda games, and you're exploring it, and there's tons of cool stuff to do in it, but, you know, you can't play with the physics or anything like that. You're just kind of there. Whereas, yeah, with the Breath of the Wild model, it's the world itself is the draw and how you interact with it. And that's what I really like. I think the game that gets closest to that is probably Conan Exiles, which is a good game. It's a fun game. We've played it on stream before, and we're going to play it on stream again when the expansion comes out, the one that adds sorcery and stuff. But it's not quite there in terms of, I think the RPG mechanics aren't quite deep enough, and the lack of like NPCs and things. I want some kind of middle ground where, and I think that's what Genshin did so well, is there's questing and NPCs and things, and Breath of the Wild is very minimalist, which is very fun. But at a certain point, once you've done all the story content and, you know, all the little mini dungeons and all that, then what? Whereas the, you know, the live service model with Genshin and having drip-feeded content means that there's always reasons to go back and check things out. But yeah, Conan's fun, but the fact that there is no NPCs or anything means that eventually you've seen pretty much everything in the game, and it's just you gathering more thralls to exist more easily. Assuming you're playing it as a PvE game. Obviously, with Conan, PvP is kind of the main thing with it. You want to gather more thralls so you can, you know, be better when you get raided and all that, but obviously we don't play a whole lot of multiplayer games, so at least I don't. Other members of the band certainly do, but as far as streaming them, not so much. So, you know, big shocker, I'm not super into that aspect of Conan, even if it is the main one. So I'm excited for the expansion because of that. See what it adds on the PvE side of things. What else? Cool looking, whatever this is. I don't. What do you cook? Pyramid topper, I guess. I don't know. Cake topper. No. Cool looking. Very teal, though. Never was a fan of teal. Don't know why. Just not. I don't even think it's like some kind of, you know, deep psychological thing, or, you know, that JD had a bad experience with teal when he was younger. Like, nah, just, I don't know. Of all the colors, it is one. It's not even like there's like, oh, a sports team that's teal that JD doesn't like that's not, nah. Just don't know. Are we good up here? Scroll, pedestal. Yeah, I think we're good. God, this thing's filthy. Glad that we could scale the side of it like this, though. This is certainly convenient. Alright, are we going to be able to do this the way that I want to here? Extra long. Yeah, we'll just go with this. This is what I wanted the ladder for. I don't know if this is how I was supposed to solve that problem. But this is how we're solving that problem. All the little bits of dirt up here on the rim of this. See, power washing takes strategy. It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we power wash. Forgot about this thing. I think this is about as good as that's gonna get. I just hope that we got enough of it that it'll ding when we need it to. Let's go back to that, and then we'll just go back to regular long. What does that count as? Is that ceiling wall, I guess? And is it the same one the whole way around? Is that why it hasn't dinged yet? We missed something somewhere. It's probably this. Did that count? Is that it? Is the long nightmare of crown molding over? Never. Let this game be a lesson to you if you have fancy molding in your house. It can get dirty up there. Maybe not quite this dirty. Unless you've lived in the same house for 8,000 years, in which case, give us a call. We could use a vampire in the band. Or whatever your secret is, we could use it. We pay an exposure. Actually, no, you probably don't want that. We will not pay anything. The ultimate deal. You get literally nothing. Malignant Bear gets immortality. Could be cool. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Like I said, give us a call if you're immortal. We want to hear from you. Actually, don't give us a call because we don't have our phone number listed. Tweet at us if you're immortal. QE will take care of that. Seriously, don't let your temples get this dirty. If you ever read the book American Gods, this is why. That's why some deities just are forgotten, because they have filthy temples like this. It shouldn't take 8,000 years to call somebody to clean it, you know? Gain any worshippers by having it be this gross. Especially ironic given that it's a temple to us and we're the patron deity of cleaning. Weird. This has strong last song vibes. What even are vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Did I not? Where's there still dirt on this? What? Oop, that would do it. There we go. Perfect. What are we supposed to do with this? Can't pick it up again. It lives here now. Probably for the best. I guess that is where we found him anyways. Not quite right there, but just in here in general, so. Maybe we did good. I mean, we're definitely doing good by cleaning this, but... Let's see here. Shop. Cleaning liquids. It's time. Do the big cleans here. Loosen up the dirt a little bit. So one thing about the cleaning liquid is that it doesn't actually like get stuff completely clean. It just loosens up the dirt, which when you have the Pro Washer, you don't really need anymore because it's strong enough that it just goes through anything. It's a concern in early stages when you don't have good washers, and especially if you run into rust. Not the game, but the material. and then you need to loosen it up somehow because you don't have the power to clean it. Yeah, not so much for us. Still, bought it, might as well use it. Doing good. Okay. You can see there's just kind of little holes in the grime now. Let's go with this. See how clean we can get the side of this. Wow, it wasn't green just because the algae. It was actually green. Who would have thought? Still pretty messy though. I wonder if now is it loosened enough that we can go with the 40 degree and have the big wide angle? No. Wow. It's really on here, huh? This is too long of a nozzle for this. So much consideration goes into this. Just... Yeah, so maybe this is 40 degrees in terms of angle. This nozzle's powerful. If you don't get that joke, you should read classic American literature and or watch really old episodes of The Simpsons. Or both. Just do both anyways. The song's just bumping. This has to be the last one. Actually, I'm going to tab out and see. No, there's still 15 more minutes left. Huh. The last song is by an artist called Bear and Friends. Okay. I'll just instinctively know when that one comes on. Did I ramble for that long, or what? Or no, it's an hour and 34 minutes. No, that checks out. I regret not buying any games that had bear in the title. I noticed there was a couple, actually. Every now and then I look for that, just because I think it would be funny. And there's a couple of them now, actually. There was one or two that actually looked half decent as well. It would be fun as a bit, probably for like an anniversary stream. Implying this whole thing isn't a bit, but what do I know? Do the edges so that we'll say this this session's video is the most intense. There's a lot going on in it. From the little bits that I've seen, I have it minimized. But for my streaming setup, I have the game that I'm playing on my main monitor, which is a nice 32-inch curved 1440p, 144 hertz. It's pretty good. But I have the main game, or the game that I'm actually playing and streaming is on that. And then on the other monitor, which is a 27-inch 1440p, and only 75 hertz. I cheaped out a little bit there. I have OBS going and stuff. And then obviously the YouTube window itself, you have to keep that open so you can monitor things that way. So yeah, whenever I had to see how much more of this was left song-wise, I had to tab out to do it. Terrible. I should get a third monitor. I don't know where I'd put it, but wall mount it or something. This one just sounds like the Undertale theme. Or, yeah, I think it's Undertale theme. I'm trying to think what that song was called. I can't remember. Hopes and Dreams, that's what it is. The big, heroic piece from Undertale. Has that vibe. Actually, I wonder if this is Toby Fox. It might be. It's not. Okay. You never know. I have thought about streaming Undertale. I've played it before. I got the neutral end and then the good end. So if I was to stream it, it would be to do the villainous ending. I don't know that I could do it though. The good end is very much the good end in that game. That's killing everybody. The genocide route would just be... feels bad. And also the Sans fight is just ridiculous. I've seen footage of it. I don't know that I could do that. Because spoilers for, you know, the 10-plus-year-old game at this point. Is it that old? Has it been that long? It feels like it's been like 10 years. But yeah, spoilers. Undertale has like 3 endings. It's the neutral one. It's the one where you kill everybody. And then the one where you're the good guy. And you make friends, which is what you're told to do at the beginning of the game. Who would have guessed that listening would work? And get you the best ending. It looks a lot nicer clean, that's for sure. Rear octopus wall, that's what this is called. I just noticed that. That's weird. What's the front one then? It's quite the beat drop there. Startled me even. What is this supposed to be? The alcove's not actually big enough to like fit anything in there. What would this have been for? Designers of this game clearly never saw real ancient Atlantean temples. 0 out of 10. Do your research. Speaking of which, I saw an article, I think it was yesterday, that apparently more and more people, when they're looking up where to go for lunch, use TikTok and Instagram rather than Google, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. TikTok is just little clips of videos and stuff. Like, yes, you could get ideas about what you want to eat, but you're still reliant on what restaurants are in your area. You know, if you see a nice clip of somebody eating ceviche and you don't have a place that serves that, what good is that to you? I don't know why that would be something that you'd casually want on your lunch break, why that was the first thing that came to mind, but you know, if you see pizza and there's no pizza places in your town somehow, or, you know, you don't have a long enough lunch to go and get pizza, what then? I don't understand the logic why you would do that. If you want to see what's good for lunch, you go on Google and look at the map and see, okay, here's what's around, and then maybe check their menu. TikTok can't help you with that. I know we've thought about doing the TikTok thing in the past, clipping some of our content and, you know, making shorts and TikTok things out of it. I don't know. Huey doesn't quite understand it. I understand it, but I'm not super keen on it, nor do I have the time to do that. And no one else in the band seems all that interested. I know that's like the big way that you're supposed to get yourself out there nowadays, but we're a glam rock band. We're clearly a little old school. Maybe we can sit that trend out, see what the next one is. Although I feel like the next one is going to be even shorter form content, which not crazy about. I think it is potentially doing damage to people's attention spans, that they have grown accustomed to, you know, 30-second clips of something. Like, there's nothing wrong with the format, but when you're conditioned to just consume and keep watching short clips of something, that does eventually impact you. That does get to your attention span in general. You know, you can't, it'll be harder for you to get enjoyment out of a 2-hour movie because you're used to entertainment coming in 30-second clips. Which means that my cinema going experience will suffer because you will probably be obnoxious. I know that sounds very old person-y of me, but it's true. Not that I've been to a theater in a while, there hasn't been anything worth watching. And anything that there has been worth watching, it comes out so soon on streaming services anymore. I could just watch it there. Trying to think what the last thing I actually saw in theaters was. Oh god, I think it's Star Wars. wasn't even that good. It's actually pretty bad. Pretty bad. I think we've joked about that before. Offhandedly kind of talked about Star Wars, but yeah. I think the new movies, the three main new ones, have all been not very good. Nothing against the, actors or actresses or anything. I think it's just the lack of vision in them. Not that Star Wars has ever been like some super highbrow thing with, great planning and vision or anything. But there was at least a cohesive idea behind the first 6 movies. Whereas with the sequels, I don't think there was. They wanted comfy nostalgia bait, and then it got off the rails, and then they just kind of had to end it. And it shows. Oh, that was like 2.5 years ago now. Get closer to 3, actually. It's July. How weird. No sense of time. I believe that was the last song, though, wasn't it? Let's see. Tab out real quick. It sure was. Well, I want to finish cleaning the rear octopus wall. This is very important. So we could hear the first song again, because I set it to loop. I swear the stream delay gets worse, like every time I stream. I need to look into that. Oh, it's all the stuff down here. Okay. Oop. Like getting that feeling in the pit of your stomach when you jump off stuff in games. So you know you're live. Raw excitement of Powerwash Simulator. Jumping off stuff. Actually, I want to test something. Nah, it doesn't work. Never mind. Okay. I was gonna say I have the pngtuber thing set to change what model I'm using with key presses, but it doesn't do it when I'm in the game like this. I could set it through the stream deck, but lazy. All those buttons are already used for other stuff. Oh my god, I can't stop. We need to stop that. Take a break. My poor wrist. Well, the rear octopus wall and feature are done. Wait, something else was not there. Ornament. Oh. But I saw that. So what's the other wall then? That was rear octopus wall. This is entrance wall, of course. What else could it have been? This is figurehead. Okay. Well, I think that was a good session of power washing. We uncovered the statue of herself and all the nice murals. Very good. It's always going to be a shorter stream. Not that I'm not going to probably finish this anyways, but might take a little more time with it. Also just getting kind of tired of talking. Like I said, I got a long weekend of glam rocking ahead of me. So I think we'll call it here. We've done some work. Some power washing to be proud of. Because Powerwash Simulator is now released, and this is the final career mode map. Exciting. Spoilers. It's a temple with a statue of us. We've earned it. Anyway, I certainly enjoyed this game. I'm glad it's released now. I hope they keep adding new stuff to it. Well, I hope they do, but at the same time I don't. I want to be free of this addiction. Anyway. I definitely enjoy this, regardless of joking around. And whether you were here live or you happen to watch this VOD later on down the road, I hope you enjoyed this too. And until next time, have a good one.